What is up, and welcome to your Sunday edition of the On The Burst podcast. I'm your coach, Brandon Savage, and I'm joined by my assistant coach, signed on for another season, Big Les. How are you, Big Les?
Oh, mate, I'm good. Happy Sunday to you all, the rest day. Keen to get stuck into some rugby league, mate.
We haven't decided when this is being uploaded, Sunday night or Sunday morning. I feel like a Sunday morning is not a bad kind of...
Sunday morning isn't too bad. People are going to be awake on Sunday morning? That's the real question.
James Graham uploads his podcasts on Sunday morning, and
Okay.
I find it so good because I usually get shit done on Sundays.
Yeah, okay.
And a fresh podcast always hits the brain really good.
Maybe
so
that's the go.
Maybe
that's
we
the
do
go.
it like that. But who knows? I'm very different from a lot of people who probably listen. So we're going to go over our 17 clubs and grade them. What have you gone from? I haven't even consulted you whether you've
Mate.
gone from A to...
My list is just so random. I tried to do the ladder and then I had to pull up the ladder to get the teams up. It's in a very random order, but we'll get there.
Yeah, but like A to...
A to E minus.
I did the same.
Yeah.
We must have talked
Great
about
minds
it.
think
We
alike.
must have talked about it.
Maybe.
A to E. All right, let's start with the Knights, obviously. Obviously, you've heard a lot of podcasts do this in the off-season, so we're just going to kind of summarize, say our thoughts, and not go too deep into it, and maybe suggest a thing or two,
Yeah.
from just a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah. That's it, mate.
All right,
That's it.
let's go the Knights. I've scored them an E minus. After round 12, they were second best in defense for the competition.
Yep.
But that just fell off straight after that. They were only 6 points worse than the first, the Raiders. So I think they actually defended really well this season. And it was just that last little bit that they just couldn't hold on any longer when they had an abundance of injuries to key players like Kalen Ponga and Fletcher Sharp. I think that really hurt them. Prior to that, their attack wasn't that crash hot anyway, but I think that's why I think their season is an E minus because their attack really struggled when it really shouldn't have struggled all season. But the main thing that I have an issue with, the halves still changed all year, which I think we knew from last year coming into this season. They just needed to pick a pairing, and they still didn't do that. They've signed Dylan Brown, and if Adam O'Brien was still there, I'd have no faith that the halves pairing stays the same the whole year, even though they've got this marquee signing in the halves. I'd have no faith that they'd make it work. So I'm glad they got a new coach in to really just try and lay new foundations and maybe stick with something for a bit, because I feel like this team needed it because they were so good in so many different areas, but they just struggled in attack.
Yeah, they did. And I think that when you do change your halves so frequently, it's just impossible to get an attacking rhythm going because you're just constantly changing up the plan, and every different halfback has a different style of play or how they want to take their side around the park. So it's getting used to that. Obviously, defensive combos on edges as well would have hurt their defense going into the back end of the year, but more so from the attack. Those attacking combos are freaking hard to learn.
Yeah.
And it takes you a full preseason to learn that. Learning a full preseason with one half and then that changing week to week, it's just terrible for outside backs because you just don't have any rhythms. Your half by the end of the preseason will probably know where the back row is going to sit when they go and do their Y shapes or their X shapes. They know where their centers and wingers are going to sit pretty much every single time, so they know exactly where to hit their guys. If you're constantly changing your halves, the outside backs don't know where to sit for that desired half and vice versa. The half doesn't know where the outside backs are going to sit, and it's just going to go from shambles from there. So that probably hurt their attack a little bit. I also think that they missed Dan Saifidi. I think his impact. I think Jacob was good, and I think Leo played a very similar to Moses Leota type of role, where it's not so much the meters, but it's the impact and the physicality.
Timu version.
Yeah, Timu Leota. But I think that they just missed Daniel Saifidi and what he provides with the meters and just that being an alpha. They missed an alpha through the middle for me. I think that would have probably helped them because if they had a little bit more momentum there, they probably would have gone a little bit better. I think Frizzell is slowing down a little bit, and that's obviously seen his progression to the middle in the first place, but I think that he is starting to slow down a bit. And it's not obviously solely relying on him, but he's one of the middles in this pack, and the middle is sort of struggling to find that momentum for their halves to create. It will be interesting to see, I guess, if they can make it work, because I think their halves pairing is pretty much set in stone for next year. So I think that solves majority of the problems. So I think it's a good building year. I have the Knights at E plus because I love how they've developed some of their younger forwards. I think that you've got guys like Celeste Moana, I think that's his last name. You've got guys, obviously Jermaine McEwen. They've developed really nicely. Thomas Cant, they've sort of brought in at stages. Lachlan Crouch is pretty much ready to go for first grade. So they've got some really good guys. I guess young forwards that are just pretty much ready to go. So
Yep.
excited to see, I guess, how that works. But I think that with that in mind, it's probably the difference between the E- and the E+ for me.
Yeah, I actually, now thinking of it, I think because their defense was so good early in the season, I'm going to change it to an E+. But at the same time, I think the main reason I wanted to go so harsh on them is their season was done, even though they were showing good signs, but we got nothing out of it.
Yeah.
We got nothing out of the season. They probably didn't. I don't think they went hard enough into these young guys. Like Jermaine McEwen probably should have just had a lot more game time towards the end of the season. I'm pretty sure he played the last five or six rounds anyway.
And
so that was good. But Kai Pearce-Paul was leaving the club. I think the way Jason Riles tackled Parramatta was perfect for where they were at. I think Newcastle just kind of had to do the same thing. Matt Arthur, I think, really needed to get more of a crack through the season. And now especially now they're losing Jaden Brayley. Jaden Brayley was playing big minutes. You've got nothing to play for.
But you know what as well? They've actually just signed Harrison Graham from the Dolphins too. So
nice.
They've got another hooker there as well.
He's not like a pure hooker, isn't he? I'm pretty sure he's
So Max Plath actually came through in the halves. So I think Harrison Graham is that out and out number 9.
Yeah.
But I think I can see him getting into a bit of a Max Plath sort of role too.
Yeah, I think so too. I've seen him play a bit of middle. I swear of it.
Yeah.
I swear of it. All right, let's go to Titans.
The Gold Coast Titans, I have them at a D-. I think that, in regards to their development of some of their young talent as well and just giving some guys that generally aren't, for out-and-out first graders. Cooper Bye debuting at the end of the season, I think was a positive. Would have probably liked to have seen him get a little bit more time, but the fact that he got a game in first grade, I'm happy with. I think that they probably should have given Carter Gordon the keys a little bit earlier. I know that he was obviously out with injury for a stage there, but he was pretty much ready to go at the mid to the back end point of the season. So they should have just maybe tried it out. They probably might have kept him if they did. But yeah, I think it's a similar thing, right? It's the halves. They just really didn't, lock in a halves pairing, and the AJ Brimson, Jaden Campbell thing didn't really work. They had Tom Weaver there. They didn't use him. He's now gone to the Super League. They lost Tanner Boyd at the start of the year to the Warriors. It was just, it was an interesting season. And I think that, they really relied on Tino. And when he was out of the side, it showed massively that they were a completely different outfit. They just lacked confidence.
I know we'll talk about it in the preview for next season and the top 17, but it baffles me they got rid of Tom Weaver and brought in Lockie Ilias. Tom Weaver has just had massive raps on him coming through the grades. And I thought that
schoolboy.
Yeah, I thought he looked really good when he come in, and he has a big, long kicking game. I honestly thought that he was the answer for next year.
Mate, he debuted against Melbourne back in 23, I think it was, and he was a standout. I think he had to play in his first 2 games of first grade. I think it was Melbourne and Penrith back to back.
Yeah,
and he was a out and out standout, and they nearly won both of those games.
Yeah.
So the fact that they got rid of him is a little bit baffling, and I think it's not so much getting in Ilias for Tom Weaver that annoys me. It's the fact that they've come out and said, no, Jaden Campbell and AJ Brimson have our halves next year.
Oh.
And you've just signed Lockie Ilias, who signed to the club to play first grade.
Yeah, I don't think people are entitled to a jersey, and I don't think Lockie Ilias is the answer at halfback, but
he is a halfback.
He is a halfback.
And Jaden Campbell and AJ aren't halfbacks.
Yeah, I know. I hate the way they've gone about these fullbacks. Kinney is your fullback.
Yep.
There's no doubt about that, hands down. But yeah, I think we'll have that discussion later on when we try and predict their top, or we say our best 17. We'll go with that. I've rated them an F-. The only positive this year was they got Hane, and I think he was the hottest up-and-coming coach that was on the market.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only positive from the season.
Do you think there was a little bit of a... and I think pretty much from most players other than probably Foz, who has that really deep connection with Hasler.
Yeah.
But do you think there was just at the back end of the season the players were just over it a bit?
Yeah, I think everyone was over it. I think even Des was over it. Like, it just wasn't his type of playing roster. And I don't want to say he's outdated from the game, but his style doesn't really work anymore.
I mean, even Madge has evolved his style of coaching as well compared to when he was at South Tigers and now obviously at the Broncos. It's pretty different.
As a coach, you've got to do that, and I don't think he's done. I don't think he's adapted well enough to the modern game. And in 2021, Turbo had that massive year, but he didn't adapt after that. Like Manly missed the 8 the following year, and maybe Manly as a club is just not a good example. But I just don't think he adapted to his club, and it's disappointing. You hate seeing a guy lose his job, and but hopefully he's happy. I hope he's stress free, and I just think F-. Players like Brian Kelly, what are you doing? Just leaving him in the side every week? Like he's clearly Brian Kelly. Amazing player, but I have such an issue with his defense and defensive reads. Like his contact is very good, but he just always seems to leak points on that edge.
It's like the ceiling and floor it's way too far apart.
Yeah.
Is I think the big thing for him.
And the Titans just needed someone that could just be stable for them. And sometimes the boring option is not any good, but it'll do the job. It's kind of like Dylan Edwards at fullback for the Panthers. If you put someone flashy in there, it doesn't buy into their system.
I'll tell you what, though, when he moved to the right side of the last game, he actually looked more comfortable there than he has in the left for the last 2 years.
Maybe there's something in that for sure. Let's go into the Dragons. I've got them as a C+. I think they're in most games, which is good. I don't think anyone expected their roster to do as well as they did, and they still competed in most games. They only lost 4 games, 13 plus. Good building block to build off, and I think their goal this year, they blooded a lot of youngsters. They've got a foundation. They've got a good core group of older guys, and they're slightly attractive. Like they've got a lot of young people coming up. They're kind of at the point where the coach is good, the foundation is good. It's an attractive club for people to go to, much more so than it was 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, look, I tend to agree. I've been a little bit more harsh than yourself. I've gone a D. I still think, they went well, all things considered. They still finished 15th.
Yeah.
14th, like
it seems
great.
Very low considering their season.
Yeah, and you look the visual aspect. I know it looks like they're actually, that they've played well. As you said, they only lost 4 games, 13 plus. So there's definitely positives in that for sure, but it doesn't translate to the fact that they still finished 15th on the ladder. There was plenty of teams that played a lot better than they did, and I sort of think as well. I know that there's a lot of young players coming through, but it is mainly in the forward pack. They've let go of Ilias, Glover, and Ramsey, 3 players in their New South Wales Cup Grand Final. It just seems like the future post Gutho, Val, Cookie. I mean, not so much Cookie because Little's obviously going to take over and be that 9, but definitely from Gutho's point of view, the fullback, because I think that Sloan seems to be out the door. Ramsey's gone. What's the plan there?
Yeah, it's quite concerning, like who plays there, especially when he's injured.
Yeah.
And he seems to be, I'm pretty sure he's, what has he got, 2 or 3 more years on his contract?
Yeah.
Seems a long time for Gutho.
Does.
I saw him, he still won the fitness test in their preseason, which no surprise to anyone. Yeah. But I don't know, it just looks every year.
Look, I think you can look that positively and negatively, though. It's great to see him in such great condition, but is it the best thing that a 31, 32-year-old's winning your fitness test?
Oh, come on, bro. 32 is not that old.
It's not that old, but compared to the fact that you've got 20-year-olds in this roster too.
Rugby league, it is old because their bodies are absolutely destroyed.
Love the young forward pack that they've got, though. Egan, Stewart, Halangahu, the Couchman brothers especially.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
Yeah, they had a lot of positives to come from this year, so that's why I've rated them so highly. Maybe their season in a nutshell, probably not, but I think when you're looking at it from all points of view, I think they had a good season and they would have ticked off some boxes for sure. Like, I did not expect Dylan Egan to get the game time that he did. It's unfortunate he did his ACL, but I think he did really well.
Yeah, same.
So what did you mark them?
I gave them a D.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I gave them a D.
You did say, because I was about to say D's nuts. Rabbitohs. I'll let you kick it off.
Yeah, D minus. I still think they probably should have done better, even though they had a ton of injuries. They probably should have still gone a little bit better than what they did. However, it's exciting times in the sense you got Dave Fafita coming in. I think that if they can get the best out of him, the Trell goes to centre, Jai Gray to fullback, Tallis Duncan was outstanding. You've got Hubner as well, who I thought was outstanding too. He's probably one of the more underrated players in that roster. Brandon Smith hopefully is good to go next year. I think this is a top 4 side in the making. Maybe I've got them top 8. I think they can be a top 4 team. I think they're definitely a premiership contender. The big thing for me is it's still unclear is the halves.
I think if Cody Walker plays enough games, you're sweet.
Yeah,
You're
same.
sweet. The issue is throughout the season, Cody Walker spent the most time on the sideline than he has in most previous years. And it's obvious, yeah, he's a great 5'8", but he conducts the side. Like, he puts the side in attacking positions. And without their killer instinct in attack, their defense just folded. Like, they're not known for their defense. They can defend well, but they're a momentum side, and Cody Walker brings them a lot of momentum. I've given them a D+.
Yeah,
I think it was still very poor, and they had so many injuries, and yeah, you can't blame a team for injuries, but this is the second or third season in a row that they've been decimated by injuries, and part of running a rugby league team is making sure you're fit and healthy, and they haven't done that right. So I think that's a department that every other club has dealt with.
Yeah. Well,
and
the South have sacked their S&C, so they got a new S&C coming in for the pre-season. That'll be the big watch if there's any more injuries.
100%. And I understand that there's a few guys who are a bit older, like your Latrells, who probably, his body probably isn't made to be a meter-eating fullback or someone who covers that many kilometres in a game. You got your Cody Walkers, who's getting on in a bit in age, but you've got to have these staff around to coach the coaches and the selectors to make these people be available as much as possible.
Question for you. Cody averaged, in the time that he played at the back end of the year, around 50 minutes a game.
Yep.
Do you start Cody next year straight away?
Yeah.
Or maybe off the bench?
Yeah, I've heard some chat of people saying they like him off the bench, which I don't mind because it allows you to do like a Jamie Humphries and, have Ashton Ward or someone start in there. But
well, I mean, so that Cody Walker's obviously one of your halves, potentially. You've also got Jamie Humphries, Jack Whiten, Ashton Ward, Jonah Glover, Jack Whiten. Did I say Bud Sullivan already?
You said Jack Whiten twice.
Oh, did I?
You didn't even say Bud Sullivan.
Bud Sullivan. That's still another 5 or so halves that you've got.
There's a lot of options. I think, who's your centre? Your centre's Latrell, and like Whiten's probably going to need to move to the right.
Yeah, true.
Which does suck.
True. It depends on Tyron Munro's situation.
Yeah, because I really like Campbell Graham on the right wing.
Yeah, I do too.
I've always thought he was a winger, and maybe this coincides perfectly with Tyron Munro returns when Alex Johnson is time to hang up the boots.
Yeah, okay.
Like maybe he's got some time off or something.
Yeah,
But there's a lot of ways we can go. But yeah, D+ for the season. I'm looking at this season. It's hard to not to talk about next though.
Yeah.
But yeah, D+ for me. Hopefully they can just sort out those injuries. But apart from that, they showed good ticker. I think their performances were a lot better than the Titans, the Knights. They showed a lot more.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The Tigers.
Yeah.
I've gone a B+.
Okay. Walk me through it.
B+. So Galvin, De Silva, players like Royce Hunt. There was a couple of other players. I was literally trying to scour the internet for the others. I could have sworn there was another one. Was there?
Another
Galvin, De Silva, Royce Hunt, kind of Jack Bird. There was Jack Bird as well. They didn't work out, and they're massive talents. They're massive talents in the NRL, and in the past, I think the Tigers would have tried to make it work. I love how they've just cut ties with these players, and they know their clear direction, and they're using it. And you saw, as soon as Galvin left the side, they played so much better. And what I loved about that is they're building a culture, they're building their style of footy,
I mean, I wouldn't say when Galvin left they played 100% better. It took them a while to get there.
Yeah, it did, but this kind of happens in footy teams. Like combinations take a while to get. Like it took them a while to put Dewey into 7 straight away, which I liked. I think they still do probably need a 7 or a solid 6 because I think Luai can play either. But I just liked how they're finally in a direction. They didn't come last.
Yeah.
And I think there's just a lot of promise for the future. They got Kai Pearce-Paul coming to the club next year, which will boost their forward stocks. Terrell May had a great season. I think the one question I have is I think Skelton probably didn't deliver what we expected this season.
Well, injured heaps.
So maybe they'll see what direction they go in there. But they've got Taruva and Makassini who are on the sidelines. But the Buller is the big question leading into the next few seasons. And I like how they're doing this Mexican standoff at the moment because, they're not sure if this is the way forward if you want to spend $900K on a guy like Buller. And I'm all for it. They're making some tough decisions. And in the past, they haven't done that.
Well, in the past, we'd be hearing everything about everything that would be happening with these sort of situations as well. I think the post-Brooks era, in regards to the side and the club leaking everything, it's just been 10 times better. From a media perspective, they've handled things a lot more in-house compared to previous seasons where we would know everything about everything that's going on. It would all be leaked. It was just a shit way to handle things.
Yeah.
I think that the way they've handled all that sort of stuff has been perfect. I'm not as generous as you, I think, with these gradings. I've gone a C+. I do think that certainly post-Galvin, they've done very, very well. And the Buller situation, I agree, they're handling really well. I think I expected this roster to probably be a little bit higher, but I think that's me being a little bit too hopeful because of the roster rather than the fact that they've improved from last to where they are now.
I agree with you. I'm going to change my grading to a somewhere in between C+ and B-.
Yeah.
Just because you'll know shortly. But you look at their 1 to 17, you think, okay, they should probably be higher. But the depth isn't that good yet, and I think that's something they're still working on.
Yeah, depth in the spine particularly is definitely a little bit of a concern because I think that the depth that you do have, you've got players you probably don't know their best position. Heath Mason being a perfect example. Where's his best position? 1, 6, 7. You don't know. I think that the depth, though, in the forward pack is great for next year.
Yeah.
So good. Guys like Tony Sukar and Sione Fainu getting an opportunity was outstanding. You've obviously got Kai Pearce-Paul coming in, so Alex Seyfarth is probably going to be a depth guy. Apparently Nathan Brown's coming into the club next year with the whole Dave Fafita situation and the, move around from that. So that's going to be great. Their depth for next year in the pack is really, really good. I think that, though, there's definitely a concern around the spine depth and maybe even the outside back depth a little bit as well.
Yeah, well, even their 1 to 9 spine, it's questionable as it is. Like you've got Coruscant and Luai, a lead in their position, but Adam Dewey and Dream Buller not probably. I love Adam Dewey as a player, but he's not, in my opinion, a starting halfback for 27 rounds of the season.
Yeah, I think he's a lock. I think that you've brought Latu Fainu to the club for a reason. It's not to play lock; it's to play halfback.
Yeah. I don't even think Dewey's a lock. I just don't know what he is. He's a footy player.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Throw him at lock. He's a big enough body to handle the defensive load in the middle, and he can help create with the halves. I think that
I'm still not sold on Latu Fainu though.
I am. I think that I've seen plenty to know that if you develop him right and you give him a full off season in the 7 jersey, you trim him down a little bit and make him an out and out 7. This is your role, son. Show me what you have. I think he can be a great player.
And potentially that's what they're telling him this off season, and we'll see the fruits of his work next year. So I reserve judgment for that, but I'd love to see what the team is round 1 because that'll give us an indication on maybe Latu is going to be the long-term halfback there for the club, especially into next year. But maybe it might not happen straight away. Yep. I know we've seen like Jack Cole with the Penrith Panthers and Blaze Talangi. Maybe Benji will pull the trigger when he thinks the time is right.
Unless Tom Yeager's off contract, maybe they sign him.
He's signed with the Manly, mate.
I don't know the length of that deal. We'll see. Anything can happen in rugby league.
Yeah, so I've gone B minus, C plus,
Yep.
somewhere in between there.
C+.
Cowboys, E minus for me. Only one team can see more points than them, and that's the Titans. The halves need to be decided. I think Dearden's your halfback, that's for sure.
Tell you what I think. I think they're getting the spoon next year.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I reckon that's not a bad shout.
Yeah, their defense is shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but their defense is so bad. Like, and we're sitting here laughing. It's atrocious. I think it was the worst defense of any club.
And it hasn't changed in 4 years.
Well, that year that Todd Payton was the coach of the year, their defense was pretty solid. And it was probably the big key focus of the offseason. They had that whole marketing campaign and all the reels that came out saying, we're working on our defense and we're going to be a tough, aggressive pack. It hasn't eventuated that way. I mean, look at the opening rounds. They versed the Titans, I think, and they got dusted on the edges.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they're listening to him in the coaching sessions and they can't listen long enough because I don't know if you saw his speech in the Dally M acceptance speech, but
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that was a punish.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually,
I think they're spoon.
I'm not going to say I'm with you, but like they're a team that I look at them and I'm like, I see them winning the spoon, eh?
But I think that they're probably not completely convinced on what their half situation is going to be. I think in representative footy, Dearden can be a 7. I think in Clubland, he is a 6. I think that's the way you've got to go, and I think that it's going to be Clifford in the 7. I don't think it's going to be Purdue. I love him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be...
But do you think they're going to pull the trigger on Purdue at 6 just to keep him at the club because there's so much noise around him and potentially moving on? Like, are they going to pull that trigger early? Might hurt them now. Good for the long run. I also see what you mean about like Dearden at 7. I don't think he's a 7. I think he's a good 6.
I'd even be having the conversation with Purdue, mate. You could be one of the better centers in the game if you really want to be.
Yeah, but money talks, mate. Money talks.
Money talks. But how old is he? 20?
Something like that.
Yeah, he's young. He's got so much time to get that money.
I know that, but these players, they're 20 years old. They're killing it.
Okay. I know, but...
They've got other clubs offering them $800K a year
to
be a 5'8".
I actually don't. I think that clubs are probably looking at him as a centre. Like, if I'm Melbourne, he's a centre for me.
Oh, 100%.
At least until Munster retires.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm a Penrith, he's probably a 6.
But that's kind of what I mean. These clubs kind of can ask for him to be a centre because, you know, we've got success. You would fit in perfectly as a centre for us. Whereas the Cowboys, they're not a club that's killing it. Like, you can't really expect a youngster to play in a position he doesn't want to play in.
Yeah.
To potentially not win games that he doesn't want to lose.
I think the bigger question for me, because I've got Purdue in the centres at least for this year. I think the big question for me is Clifford consistent enough to be the 7?
I think he is. I think they haven't given him a good enough shot, to be honest.
Okay. I really rate him. I think when he's on, like that game against the Roosters where he kicked them to death.
Yeah, he's got a great kicking game,
example.
and it complements Dearden so much. Like, if you're in love with Dearden playing 7, so be it.
Yeah, I think
he can just be your kicker,
Jake
Clifford. You've got Drinkwater there who can really kind of balance that out as well.
They need to get him more ball.
Yeah.
He was starved of ball this year. Like, he just barely got involved. His meters were about like 60, 70 a game.
Yeah.
It wasn't great for other than the back end of the year, it was not great for Drinkwater this year.
100%. Like Supercoach especially, he was like quite up and down.
I was going to say Supercoach
and
told
like,
you the story.
Yeah, like you can tell, and a lot of people owned him throughout the majority of the season, but he played best when Clifford was in the side. It was very obvious too. So they might make the decision this year, and can they win a comp this year? Do we think so? I think they've got star players in star positions who could leave if they don't win enough games now, eventually. I don't think Dearden and Drinkwater are leaving. That being said,
no, Dearden's a future player of the club. I think they've made that pretty clear.
I think they've got to put the club first, and Purdue Centre.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a next year problem.
It is a next year problem.
We're talking about next year too much. Parramatta Eels. So this is the reason I've put my B plus grading down to a somewhere in between C plus and B minus, because the Eels is a B plus for me, and I think they had the best season from the bottom half of the table.
Oh, 100%. Like, I think that, the key thing for Para was Moses, right? When Moses wasn't in the team, they didn't play as well. When Moses was in the team, they looked like a top 4 side.
Yep.
That's going to be the same for next year for me.
I
think they're a top 4 team.
actually think Moses being out kind of gave them some lessons they needed to learn about first grade. And, Dean Hawkins, I think he played really good when he finally got a shot.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen that from him in first grade. Yeah, he got the shot in for the Rabbitohs. Didn't quite get that. But what I love about Parramatta is the Yongies, the Riley Smiths, the Kitione Katongas, Jack Williams, like all these players who were not expected to do great things. They've suddenly got this really good foundation of a club. When they knew they weren't in finals contention, they got rid of Dylan Brown and put him in reserve grade. Dylan Brown, what a legend for taking it the way he did as well. And he understood because obviously everyone in that club is buying in and they're not kind of bitching behind everyone's back and saying, oh, why aren't you in the side, bro? Like, I think they handled the season great. It does seem a bit redundant that they're signing Jonah Pezzett for next year.
Yep.
It seems a bit redundant that they didn't play Dylan Brown for the back half of the season now because that's exactly kind of what they're doing next year. But I think they're in a position now, if Moses plays majority of the season, they could make the 8.
Yeah, I think they're a top 4 side next year with Pezzett in there. If Moses plays the full season, they're certainly that. And Pezzett's a quality enough player where if Moses does miss a bit of the season, Pezzett goes straight into the 7. They've got that Lorenzo Talatena, who is an absolute weapon. I watched his highlights the other day. Did that on the podcast. Unbelievable.
Do you do one of those YouTube thumbnails? Like,
no.
Oh, we're going to do that. We're going to do that.
Oh, yeah.
For like our...
Oh, don't. No.
Like, one like this and one like this.
Oh.
You can do that.
Oh. Well, there you go. There's your thumbnail. There's your... Yeah. No. Look, I do like them for next year. Let's try and stay away from next year. This year for me was about their organisation, really.
Yep.
Their organisation grew a backbone.
Yep.
Dill Brown, we're going to put you in reserve grade. Lomax, if you don't want to be here, goodbye.
Yeah, 100%.
See you later. They've really just built themselves a backbone. Even the Bailey Simonson situation, requests of 4 or something releases in a row at the start of the year reportedly. They've said, mate, look, just take the time to go away and think about what you want to do, if your future's here or not. You've still got a contract here, but have that time to think about what you want to do. He goes off and obviously has that time to think. And with the Lomax situation, he's just got an opportunity now to pretty much claim a spot in that right wing. So I think that everything's worked out perfectly because they've grown a backbone. They've said, this is the way we're doing things under Jason Rolls. If you don't want to be a part of this, you're free to look elsewhere.
And a lot of players played career best footy. Like Josh Adokar, the resurgence, played for Australia this year. A lot of good stories there, and I love the way they tackled things. I'm excited to watch them in 2026.
Hopgood into the front row as well.
Yeah,
who knew that would make such a difference?
Interesting. Obviously, the back injury hindered him, and the Dylan Walker / DeBellin combo next year is gonna.
It was almost like he moved into the front row, and they gave him a little bit of growth hormone, and all of a sudden he's just turned into this absolute weapon.
Yeah,
he was a gun, absolute weapon. Hopgood at the back end of the year. The start of the year was hectic because of that injury, but he took it to life. We talked about the young guys, Sam Tuiviti, the bench front rower. He was solid. He seems like the succession plan for Junior Paulo for sure. He's that next guy up. He's a gun.
Yeah, and even Junior Paulo, good season considering trimmed down. Obviously, I think for a long time their pack has been way too heavy, and they're finally Riles just knows what the times are.
Jack Williams.
I love Jack Williams. I was so hot on him in Supercoach earlier this year, but.
Didn't you have him at the start of the year as a player to watch or something?
Yeah, I did, and I started with him because
your stuff, mate.
No, but see, the thing is, I started with him. I started with Reece Walsh, and I said, these guys can have mad seasons. But when these things happen, I think what I've learnt now is these things take time to happen. They don't happen in the first 10 weeks.
Yeah.
You've got to wait for this because, I thought Reece Walsh was going to have a mad season because of Madge.
Yeah.
Thought he was going to respond well to Madge, and if he did, he was going to kill it. He didn't quite start the season as hot, but the way he finished the season, Jesus Christ. And I had Jack Williams and Reece Walsh at the start of the season. Didn't have them towards the end of the season when they're actually killing it. So, that's my Supercoach sob story. Sea Eagles came 9th.
Yeah, C- for me. I think.
Yeah,
that,
I've gone D. I've just gone D. No, they don't deserve a plus.
Mate, I'm going to be completely honest. We talked about the Cowboys before. I think Manly, they might be like just right up there with them.
You know what's funny? The minute you said Cowboys are going to win the spoon, it took me to this season. You look at the Knights and the Titans came the bottom two.
Yeah.
What was the common denominator there? The players didn't buy into the coach.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, I heard a podcast with James Graham the other day. They reckon Todd Payton's
They've got 10 games.
Yeah, they've got their number one coach under pressure is Todd Payton, and the Cowboys are giving him 10 rounds.
Yeah.
When this sort of stuff happens, and I think Manly Seagulls are in a very similar position, the team struggles because they're not buying into their coach. Things are happening behind the scenes. They can kind of get away with things they couldn't get away with because the coach is treading water. Yeah. I'm optimistic that we're going to go the positive side of things. I really like that we got Jamal Fogarty. Tommy's on board. He's fit and healthy. Lehigh another year. Hopefully we can get Mawali early and our forward pack depth.
You've got Tom Jaeger to mentor a few of the
yeah,
younger guys
exactly.
as well.
You know, he's got Tom Jaeger under Fogarty's belt to really mentor him. But yeah, I'm on the more positive side. But like the main reason I was positive is because we've got Fogarty for 500k less than what DCE was on. We don't have a DCE in our side who's pretty much killing the team culture at the moment. Tommy has signed for less money in the future. Jake's pretty much going to take a pay cut. So there's money there to make moves. It's just what happens next. So we're in a really fragile point.
So, but that's the thing that confuses me, right? Because you've got money there. So what the hell is the problem with Garrick? What's going on there?
Probably waiting to see who the coach is, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's different from the Cowboys because there's a new CEO in the building now, so it's like fresh start, fresh face, fresh look.
Just like the Manly Seagulls?
Yeah, pretty much.
New CEO? I like that change. And I love Seabold. I just don't know if he's the right person to be a coach. I hope they treat him well. And like, there's obviously not, like, they don't hate him like the players apparently hated Dez, but hopefully there's something for him.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is as well, like with these coaches under pressure, they talked about it in that James Graham podcast as well. Like, who's out there?
Brad Arthur, perfect for Manly Seagulls.
Yeah, but I think that he's perfect for North Queensland as well.
He is.
So it's like it's almost like it's gonna be a bidding war between those two for him.
Maybe the plan is Foran is ready sooner than a lot of others, or Matt Ballin even.
I think Foran needs a little bit of time.
He probably does.
I think Foran as well is a lot more of a cultured dude. I think that he's great. He's an awesome human. He's going to have a great relationship with the players.
Yeah.
From a mental health space as well.
Yeah.
He's completely tuned into that space. So.
But like, look at that. They got Foran to the club. I'm pretty sure they get Matt Ballin back to the club.
I think so, yeah. I mean, that's great.
They've got a new CEO, so they've recognised that, okay, culture was a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're on the mend. As I said, very fragile spot at the moment. So I think next year how they deal with it is going to mean lots for the club.
It's big turbo watch next year.
Yeah, for sure.
It's huge turbo watch.
I do have to make an official announcement.
Oh.
It'll be my last year supporting the Manly Sea Eagles.
You going over to the Bears?
I think I have to because I've been doing a lot of thinking about it.
Yeah.
And the reason, like, I get put a lot of shit on me because I supported the Knights, and then I think in 2017, 2018, started going for Manly.
Okay.
I get a lot of shit on for changing sides.
Is there like a big reason for that? Like, is it a family thing?
This is my reason.
Yeah.
So I supported the Bears till I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
I witnessed them get kicked out of the competition.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much why I'm a turncoat with sides, because I grew up supporting a side, got kicked out of the comp, so I was there thinking, oh, who do I support? So I don't have any like family or like history with any club.
It's you.
It's just me who I like at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm stuck with that. I love the Manly Sea Eagles, and it was a very tough decision, but it's like it's now or never. Like, do I support the Bears or do I keep supporting Manly?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't just start supporting the Bears if they start doing well, or there's a player that goes there that I like.
Go when they start. Be there in the struggle.
Yeah, and I also think from a content point of view, like,
Yeah.
It's different.
Self-proclaimed first Bears supporter.
Exactly. And I did a little video shoot the other day. I don't know if you saw
you were in a Bears
at
kit.
Miko's.
I saw that.
I was in a Bears kit. I brought my Manly jersey.
Yeah.
And I brought my Bears jersey, and I brought my daughter's Bears jersey and my daughter's Manly jersey.
So it was all last minute thing. What am I doing?
Yeah, I wore the Bears jersey there.
Yeah.
And they said to me, "You wear the Bears jersey, she can wear the Manly." And I was like, "Oh, I kind of want to match," but
Yeah.
kind of works to have many different things.
Yeah.
But yes, I'll be supporting the Bears in 2027.
There you go.
It's not looking great at the moment, though. I'm a bit
No.
concerned.
Yeah. It's the same.
All right, let's move on to Dolphins. I've got a B minus.
Yeah. I have them at a C plus. I like the direction.
Yep.
I do.
About at the same spot, yeah.
Yeah. I love the direction that they're going in, and the future seems pretty clear to me, to be honest. It's either going to be Trey Fuller or it's going to be Hammer at fullback. That's probably the only question mark. And then
It's
also
next year?
Yeah, next year Nicarima as well. Anyway, this year, great season. Katoa, unbelievable form. Tonga, not the best, but club footy, he was unreal. Some argued that he was probably supposed to be the Dalian halfback of the year. I think that Cleary got it off the back end of the season and how good he was. But I loved what the Dolphins did. I mean, that 2 or 3 game run where they were beating sides by 50, they scored the most points out of any team this season. They probably should have made the 8 if that was the case, and they probably should have kept that going a little bit longer with the side that they still had with injuries. But they're getting a bunch of guys back. Flegler's good for round 1. Gilbert, they're getting a bunch of guys back that they didn't have this year. A lot of the older guys are slowly sort of coming out of the side. And I guess, it was we had the meme of when the Dolphins started, it's the retirement home for a bunch of the older guys. You're seeing all these younger guys come through now who have been mentored by these older guys, and it's almost like it's completely flipped. It's a very young team now.
There was a very good plan going forward, and they're really benefiting from the clear direction they wanted to go in early on. So
I think it has to be. I don't know if you agree, but I think it's the best post Wayne that a club has
100%.
gone.
But you know what the difference is? Wayne has gone to every club to win a premiership.
Yeah.
He went to this club for this purpose, and I think it's really helped his legacy because a lot of Newcastle fans in particular. 'Cause I was a Newcastle fan when he left the club, so I thought, no, he's a shit coach for a long time. Like he just buys the same players, and he just has too many connections and that's how he wins games. Which, yeah, it's true. But you also got to be a good coach to do that.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the knock on him, that he wasn't a good club coach. He was a good footy coach, not a good club coach. And what he did to this club, he should be the rebuild expert. Like if he goes to
100%.
PNG,
Perfect.
They're killing it. But yeah, I've gone them a B minus. I think they definitely overachieved. So many injuries. You got Gilbert, Flegler, who weren't there for long. Gilbert was there for a little bit. He got injured for the rest of the season, but they should be back. And then the likes of Dan Safidi wasn't there too long. Max Plath wasn't there majority of the season.
Yeah.
Kurt Donahue was amazing this
Easy
year.
done.
Herbie Farnworth had the best season of his career.
Yeah.
Selwyn Cobbo is coming to the club next year. But I think Jack Bostock is still locked into that left wing spot.
Mate, I think Averillo is the one that's going to move out. Not Bostock. Bostock was unbelievable to start the year.
Yeah.
He was outstanding.
Yeah.
That left edge was just it was carving blokes apart. I think that Averillo will move into a bit more of a 14 jersey type role. He'll come on and play a bit of a utility. He can play that roaming sort of role, a bit more dynamic. I think that Plath probably starts the year in the back row because that looked like that was the plan, and then Donahue 13. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, I love it. I love the direction they're going in. I think there's a lot of sides that make the 8, so I'm not sure where they land next year, but we will talk about it in
season preview.
Yeah, the season preview.
Yeah, we got it.
Yep. Roosters B plus.
EC.
Oh Jesus, you're harsh with these NRL clubs.
I'm pretty harsh, mate. I'm pretty harsh. Probably because I got shit scores in my school tests, and I'm just taking it back on the clubs. I like the Roosters. I do. I think that they are a top 4 side next year.
Yep.
I think that what they're building is very special. I think that DCE coming in helps the short-term effect, as we sort of spoke about in the other podcast as well. still talking about next year. I saw that look.
I know.
It's so hard not to. But
I know. Nah, we all
this
love it.
year
We all
was
love the
great.
chat. We love the
mate,
chat.
Steep for Keddy.
I just want to say also, we talked about all the signings the other day,
Yeah.
and you were like, oh, Steve could leave. Re-signed the next
I
week.
I know. What do I say?
There's been some shockers here, not on this panel in particular, but out there.
Yeah.
Deal Dave.
Yeah.
He said to me the last time we were here, I asked him what's Pappenhausen doing, and he's like, he's definitely saying I've got word he is, and he produces their podcast, the 167 podcast. So I was like,
Inside word,
he might be staying.
Yeah. No.
2 days later,
Yeah.
Pappenhausen gone.
That makes me feel so much better too, by the way. But look, speaking of the devil, Blake Steep for Keddy, unbelievable off the bench this year. Even Lasalu, the bricklayer, he was outstanding. Concreter, sorry, not bricklayer, Concreter. And he obviously has now pretty much set himself up. I think he's in the top 30 next year. Could be wrong.
I think he got upgraded this year.
Yeah.
And then he is next year as well.
Yeah.
Good story.
Really great story. They're building a really good side that are investing in there.
White.
Yeah, I mean, that's obvious. That's the obvious one, right?
Like, he's the big dog. He's the big dog. Lindsay Collins is just the Leota of this pack.
Yeah.
And Nafahu's the Fisher Harris.
Mate, I said it in the midpoint of the year when he started playing some really good footy. I said if he was eligible for Origin, he'd be probably one of the first forwards picked. For both Queensland or New South Wales. He is a absolute weapon. Massive season from him. We didn't think he would have had it in him. We didn't even know Nafa'u White 3 or 4 years ago. And now he's doing this sort of stuff in the competition. He's probably one of the better front rowers in the competition. I mean, he ran 200 metres per game off the bench for New Zealand this year too. Like,
Jesus
what
Christ.
is going on? He's your alpha. He's the next Jared of that club. It's not Spencer Leniu.
Yeah.
It's Nafa'u White.
He's gone from bench impact player to big dog New Zealand Kiwi, like international elite player.
He's in the same class as your Fishers and your Leotas at the moment for me form-wise.
He's about there, yeah, for sure. He's probably maybe just a tier below just because of the
so
pedigree.
early. Yeah.
But I like the way he's playing better than some of these guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I don't want to say
different.
I don't want to say it on the podcast, but
different play styles, because we sort of spoke about it in another podcast. But Leota and Fish, they're obviously the aggression, not so much the meter eaters. He's almost both Nafa'u White.
100%.
He's a gun. Loved his season, but just the young guys that they've sort of been able to bring through over the last 2 seasons has been great. I think you'll see a lot more of De La Silva too in the future. Xavier as well. I mean, they've got so many more young guns to bring through. It's crazy. Even in the halves department, I mean, we're sitting here saying that Savala's going to be the guy that will come in 27 once DCE potentially retires. They've got Rodwell. They've got Reece Foley. They've also got
How does that help for this year?
It doesn't. But I think it's relevant. I think it's relevant.
It is relevant because the reason I've scored them so well is because this is the first time I've seen a Roosters side have a kind of rebuilding year where they haven't gone to shit. Like 2015, I'm pretty sure that they were like, it was a rebuilding year, but it didn't seem like they did a lot to rebuild that year, and then just all of a sudden they clicked. Yep. Whereas this, you can see every moving piece that has happened, like Rob Toyer coming into the side, Billy Smith coming into the side. You've got like all these young forwards. Reece Robson is coming to the club, even though that's next year.
Yeah.
I just love, and like, we criticised this Terrell May decision earlier in the year, and the reason I scored the Tigers so high is because they identified their style of play, their type of guys who fit in the culture of that club. I love how the Roosters actually did that as well. They did it probably better than most clubs. They identified, this is our style of play. Yes, Terrell May, he's going to get good bicky elsewhere. He's a great player. We'll get criticised for it, but
let's bite the bullet now and go.
Yeah, let's bite the bullet. And I'm looking at that decision. Yes, he would have helped this team this year.
Yeah,
but
it was a great move. I think it was a good decision.
Yeah, and this time last year, were you thinking that?
Probably not.
No.
Probably not. Straight away, I was like, what are you doing?
And like, I criticised them a lot, so hats off to the Roosters. And I love Terrell May.
Mate, James Tedesco.
Yeah.
Dally M Player of the Year. Like, what? What?
I did my top 30 players of all time of the NRL era.
Yeah.
It was a very...
He's in the top 10, surely.
He was in my top 10.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of questions about a lot of other people. Nobody questioned where he was. I think he was like 6th or 7th as well.
Big call here, and I'm going to get smashed, but I think that he's probably surpassed Billy Slater now for one of the best fullback of all time.
I think I've been close to thinking the same as well.
I think he's done it.
Do you think that the long Origin career is holding him back? Like how Billy had all these moments, player of the series in his last series in 2018, the chip kick.
Yeah.
Tedesco's had the game-winning try in 2019.
Yeah.
But apart from that, like New South Wales kind of haven't won. I don't put that down to Tedesco, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Tedesco has been there for the big moments his whole career.
Yeah.
And he's done what he can to the best of his ability. But I don't put the Origin career down to Tedesco. I put it down to coaching and just them not playing his style of footy.
Yeah.
And yes, I think he's been criticised a lot for not adapting, which fair argument.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think he's close.
Yeah, I think the thing that's going to do it for a lot of people is if he wins another comp. If he wins a comp with the Roosters before he retires, he's the best fullback of all time, 100%. I've probably got him there just now, but I think a lot of people will agree if he wins another comp at the Roosters.
I wouldn't put it past him to win another Dally M. Like Dally Chervin's coming to the club.
Yeah.
I
Played a full year at the Roosters.
I think there's every chance he can win another Dally M. He's the type of player that's there every 27 games, no Origin.
Yeah.
I mean, next year might be different. Who knows? He might play Origin next year.
No, I don't think he does.
I don't think he does either, but yeah, there's every chance he wins another Dally M medal.
Yeah. I do think that he. I don't think.
And he's been second twice as well. He's won 2. He's been second twice. He's been in the top 5 multiple times.
Yeah.
Dally M. I put the stats up the other week, and it's just ridiculous. He's won like 7 of 8 Jack Gibson medals for the Roosters.
Yeah.
Like
he's the best fullback of all time. I think he just is. And it's pretty strange coming from a South supporter.
Hold on. We got to talk about this like it's real worthy.
It is. That was pretty. No?
Is it? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think it was.
It was a good chat.
It was a good chat.
All right. Panthers. I put the Roosters a B+. I put the Panthers a C+.
Yeah, I've got them B+. I've been a bit lighter than you this time. I think that the development of what they did with Blaze Talangi to get him to the position where he was at the back end of the year, and I think it's more Blaze than it is coaching, but far out. Like at the start of the year, he wasn't picked in this side due to his defence and had to work so hard. You know, in Vegas, he wasn't picked either because Penrith were absolutely shitting themselves because they thought, oh my God, he's not ready to play 5'8" and defend in this position. All of a sudden, he's gone from that into literally one of the in-form 5'8s in the comp. He's carving up. He's playing a completely different style to what we're used to seeing in the 5'8 position. And he's a big reason as to why they were successful during the Origin period too. He stood up and had a massive, massive stint. He was unbelievable this year. His development, hats off to Penrith.
Yeah, no doubt the development has been really good. I just think that like the first 12 rounds, it was so poor.
Yeah.
It's the only reason I've done their season a C+. It could be a B+, to be honest, but
I think you've got to put that down to the fact that, you know, they've handled it so well for so long, losing star players, and I think that we just sort of sit and expect them to just keep playing the same footy.
Yeah, that's true.
Luai's a big loss, and Fish is a big loss.
It's a massive adjustment, and they did it on the run. You're right. They probably deserve a lot more credit from me. I just had high expectations of them, and I thought the games they lost were like very un-Penrith-like, and I know they lost these players, but like it was just very they weren't showing any grit, and I think it's just a testament to how clubs work through things and the fact they worked through it throughout the whole season, and still Ivan Cleary had the temperament to rest all these Origin players at those times when they needed to win these games.
Yeah, to be in the top
Like,
four.
I think the coaching was a 10 out of 10 this year for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
The season in general, I think, they just lose points for the first 12 rounds. I think they could have showed a lot more. But that being said, that built the foundations for them to play really well later on the season. Like after round 12, you cannot fault
Mate, what
did.
about the coaching decision to drop Jenkins for Alamotti in the final series?
Yeah.
And Alamotti was like unbelievable, and you're sort of sitting there thinking, where was he all year?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Ivan just knows how to make Alamotti tick. Like if he feels comfortable in his position leading up to the finals, like I don't know.
You know what? I'll save it for the preview.
Does he start next year or does he play reserve
Yeah,
grade?
that was my question. But we may as well save that for the preview. Casey McLean, mate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
19, 18?
Dally M Center of the Year in 2025 plus one. So we're still talking about 2025.
Yeah, but plus one.
But plus one.
Yeah, I agree. I think he will be. I think it'll be probably him and Herbie next year. I think Herbie's in for a huge season.
Yep.
And I think he's so unlucky to miss out on Dally actual 2025.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so. I think so as well. He for what normally 19-year-olds take so much time to adjust, especially coming over from New South Wales Cup, which is very different. He adjusted not straight away, but it was pretty instant.
I think he's still a fullback. I think his best position is still fullback.
Casey.
I'm talking
Casey
about
McLean?
Blaze.
Talking about Blaze?
Yeah.
Nah, Casey McLean.
Well,
mate.
why did I think you was talking about Blaze?
It's been a long podcast, mate.
Yeah, it has been long.
It's getting
on there. But yeah, I think Blaze is still a better fullback.
Yeah.
But I like how he's made a fist of it at 5'8". Like he looks like a 5'8".
I think they can make it work.
Yeah,
because
he's
basically playing fullback too.
He will make it work. Make it work.
Casey though, Casey, mate, seriously, unbelievable season for an 18-year-old to make those sort of adjustments, not only attacking wise, to do what he did against Critter in that Dogs game.
That was so good to watch.
Wild.
I have a little story.
Yeah.
Casey McLean, we're watching that semi-final versus Brisbane Broncos, preliminary final, in the back courtyard at Panthers. I might have told this on the last podcast.
No, I don't think you did.
I hope I didn't.
No, you didn't.
All the reserve graders come in from their game previously. I think they lost against Melbourne in reserve grade or something.
Yep.
And right before the intercept from Casey was taken, a young Jesse McLean stands next to me to get a glimpse of the big screen.
Yeah.
Casey takes this intercept, and we've just got the biggest cheer going on in the world. And then it's called back. I still think they should have gone back to that play to review it at the video ref, but it was such a good moment to watch it with because he was so excited and he was meant to be the guy coming through, but he was so excited for Casey
brother,
and
so good. Great.
Yeah, they've got a lot of good things going on there.
Mate, their depth too is pretty solid.
Yeah, it's solid.
We spoke about Alamotti, Jenkins. They've obviously got Jake Cole in the halves too. They've obviously lost Schneider, but they've got guys to come in and fill some spots. And, they've got young guys now that are blooded in first grade too, especially with that one game where everyone just played against the Dogs. They've got really good
they all
talent.
looked pretty good too as well. I guess back to the Tigers quickly, talking about next year, Maverick Geyer to the club as well. I'm very good friends with his brother.
Yep.
Wants to play 13. Loves playing big minutes.
Mav does.
And counted his Supercoach scores throughout the year. And I think Logan counted his Supercoach scores through the year, and he averaged 65 or something, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
So he's trying to make a fist of being a middle lock.
Yeah.
Tigers, watch out.
Okay, that's interesting.
So he could be a Benji guy for sure.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I actually don't mind that too.
Yeah, when he told me about it, I was like, man, I see that working.
Yeah, because you don't need superstars everywhere.
No, and it's kind of like what Alex Seyfarth promised to bring.
Yeah.
I think Alex Seyfarth is very good at what he does, but
he
probably needs to be limited in his minutes.
Yep.
Whereas like this guy's looking for long minutes, looking for work. Like
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Maybe somehow it's talked about next year.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I crucify you for bringing it up,
Yeah.
and then I bring it up like 2 seconds later. Let's go to the Warriors.
Yeah.
I've gone. Oh, it's tough to grade this.
Yep. It is.
I've gone B.
Yeah, B. I've gone C minus, so we're pretty close.
Yep. I'm happy to go C minus. I just didn't want to, the brigade to come out to me.
I think what they did without Metcalf for a long period of that season was admirable. And I think Tanner Boyd stepped in and did quite well. I thought Chanel Aristevita was the shining light. I mean, I talked about him on the last podcast.
Yeah.
He was outstanding this season.
Yeah.
He was great. I think that depending on if they choose to re-sign him or not, he's a great option for any club as a 6. He's very exciting. And just what they're building there culture-wise is just so great to watch.
I'm going to stick to a B because I've praised all these clubs for their development and giving young guys a go. They've been near the best at it this year, like Leka Halasima, Dimitri Valmunga. You've got Jacob Laban, who barely got any time, but he still killed it. I thought Ali Leotawa in the centres was going to get more of a go this year. He didn't. He's still another exciting prospect that could still explode. Adam Pompey, all of a sudden, become an elite centre in the NRL, and I don't know how, but he somehow did it.
Yep.
So that's just the signs of a good coach when a player like that really stands out. We've got, Luke Metcalf. I'm glad. The good thing about the Warriors is their direction. It's so clear. I heard Metcalf say that he was told he was going to be halfback from round 1, and just don't worry about it. Don't worry about any noise. Play your game, and you're a halfback.
Yeah.
And I love clubs that do that because there's too many clubs that go into seasons. Oh, I'm not sure. Like you might be the halfback, and they play I guess they play footy that's not their game because they're trying to impress and they're trying to play the best they can week to week. Whereas what Luke Metcalf did is he played his game so naturally, but like I'm sure he was working on things that he wanted to improve on throughout the year.
Yeah.
And like he is lucky that he's unlucky that James Tedesco bloody killed it because he was close to the Dalian if Teddy just didn't kill it. Like there was no standouts.
Yeah. He was great to start the year. A full season for him is going to be awesome to watch. And I think the key part of his success as well was Chanel. I think Chanel just sort of sat in and said, just helped direct the team as well when Luke Metcalf wanted to seek opportunities like a 6. And then when Luke Metcalf was taking control, Chanel played that 6 role. So they alternated really well. So that was a good one for me. I really enjoyed that from those guys. Really, really enjoyed that. And I think that's going to be a little thing of success, mate. I'm going to talk about 2025 plus 1 for 1 second. They signed Hazen Mellors from South.
Oh, yeah.
He will
you were
play
pretty
first
devastated
grade.
at that,
He'll
weren't
play
you?
first grade by the end of the year.
Yeah, okay.
He's good. Really, really good. That's all I've got to say about that.
Doing your gurus, are you? Just throwing out every
CBO,
prediction you
mate,
can.
CBO,
You make sure you throw your prediction
I'm
in there.
just missing the beard. That's all. That's it. He's a gun. I like that the young guys that they brought through as well. I think your point's spot on. I think that their development of young talent's probably the best this year, if not close.
And like they got like I feel like their roster isn't perfect yet. Like I think they need work in. Harris Tavita can be a 6.
Yep.
Is he their long-term 6?
Yes. Yep.
Wade Egan and Sam Healy. I really enjoyed watching him. I think that they've got their 9 is set. Their 9s are set.
Yep.
Their fullback, Chance, has been in and out of the side. Taintor Peaky is probably the guy looking forward, but they seem hesitant.
I think it depends on if you want Cam Pereira in there. If not, or if Dallin maybe starts the year in reserve grade, which would be rough. But Chance might start the year at centre, and then you bring Tane into fullback.
I don't mind that at all, even though that's next year. But I guess the problem I have with this year is that decision isn't any clearer.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm excited to talk about next year already.
I'm too excited.
We're not quite there yet, are we? Like you
Nah.
can't talk about it just yet.
Give us till early Jan.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll be
As soon as Jan hits,
it's preview time.
it's preview time. Let's go to the Warriors.
Yep.
Sorry, Sharks. Back to the Warriors. Jack Cleary too.
Yeah, Jack
leaps
Cleary.
and bounds.
I mean, that podcast with Terrell May, Nathan was talking about his development too, and just how proud he was, and just getting out of Penrith and out of the spotlight of being in the same system as his brother, and just being injury free for a full season too. Just helped him come leaps and bounds. He looked really good in reserve grade and stood out.
Still made sure to tell all the listeners, I don't think he'll play first grade anytime soon. Humbling his brother just a little bit as the older brother.
Yeah.
I really hope we see him sometime
You know
soon.
what? Just quickly, just on the development, their development was actually so good that majority of their New South Wales Cup team is signed elsewhere. Setu too, the wingers going to the Dragons.
Kalani going.
And Tom Alley. And Tom Alley going to Penrith.
Such a good signing for Penrith too.
So good.
Oh,
that's next year.
Yeah, that's next year. Oh my God. Last year was so last year. Like 2025 was so last year. We're late on this.
I actually do it
apologize,
all
guys.
the time on the podcast too. When I'm talking about this year, I'll say last year, and I'll go, "Oh shit, it's this year."
I'm already in next year already.
Yeah,
Don't get me
same.
wrong. Sharks, I've gone a C+. I think there's questions that I've had asked that have been kind of answered for me, like the Trindle-Hines combo. I still don't think it's perfect, but I think they've got a vision of how it can work, and I think it can work.
Start to year to end to year, it's definitely improved.
It's improved for sure, and I think they're learning. I think it's mainly them kind of working towards each other. It's not other people trying to force it to happen. I think it's them. They've got to accept it.
Yeah.
And I found when Nicho Hynes took a step back and played his running game and let Trindle do everything, it didn't seem like Trindle was stepping on his feet as much.
But even still, Hynes would alternate well and ice plays as well.
Yeah, and they've got to let that happen. Trindle's got to let that happen. So they've both got to take some and give some.
I actually think that the Chanel-Luke Metcalf pairing is the blueprint for how that's going to work, because they just seem to rotate so well.
Yes.
I think that's the blueprint of what Trindle and Hynes needs to be.
100% agree. Too often they had Trindle roaming both sides of the field and they had Hynes both sides of the field. Play Hynes like a fullback playing both sides of the field and have Trindle. I mean, you can do it with Trindle at first receiver, both sides of the field.
Yep.
But don't have him at second receiver icing plays.
Yeah.
That's what frustrated me most. But I think they just need help at fullback.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one issue that I feel like struggled them to win those finals games. I think Blake Brayley come a long way. Sorry, I'll let you go before.
So they've got Liam Eisen there.
Yep.
How many games, Will Kennedy's still been playing well, and I felt they ended the season really well.
Yeah, I think so too.
Do you think, though, if you don't, what's the expectation that we have on Will Kennedy, though, for the future? What is the, I guess, expectation for his form for him to keep his spot?
I've been thinking about this so much, not about Will Kennedy in particular, but I look back to teams that have won premierships, and there's always a superstar in the side. And you could argue Nicho Hynes is that guy, Blake Brayley's that guy, and you could argue that 2016 Sharks, they didn't have that either. I mean, they had Ben Barber, James Maloney, and Andrew Fafita, which I think is enough.
Yeah.
But this Shark side, they've got Nicho Hynes, who's not quite the top tier of players in the game. He can be there when he's on his day, but I think they just need someone in that fullback position that can kind of help that to win a comp.
Yeah.
And I think it's proven that Will Kennedy is not that person.
So how many games do you reckon it will take before we know if Will Kennedy's going to play in 2027 for the Sharks? How many games are you giving Will Kennedy to make an assessment of if he's going to be the fullback?
I think they're just keeping him there next year to see how Liam Eisen goes, to be honest.
But that's my sort of my question. How many games are you giving Will Kennedy then before Eisen comes in?
Well, personally, I'd put Eisen in there straight away.
I don't know.
But that's next year.
Yeah, it is next year.
It's
but
next year.
I think it's still very relevant because that's been the lingering question of the whole year, pretty much. And it was for the most of the off season. I mean, we waited how many weeks after the grand final before Will Kennedy re-signed?
Yeah.
So
he only re-signed a couple of weeks ago for 1 year. I thought there was a report that he is definitely gone in 2027.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I haven't seen that.
And they're on the lookout for a fullback. Anyway, Kalen Ponga's signing there very soon, and they would win a comp with him at fullback.
They would. On a serious note, though, I mean, Pappenhausen is available.
Can he sign with other clubs?
I know that
Or
Lomax
is
can't.
Lomax can't?
Lomax can't. I don't know if it's the same for Pappy because he only had 1 year left.
Yeah.
So as if you'd.
See,
Do that to him for 1
Pappy
year.
would be good too.
But would you make a move on Pappy for now? Or
Yeah, I
you-
would. I'd be talking to him for sure.
Yeah,
You'd
okay.
just be like, what are you looking for?
Yeah. Can you play now? Or,
Can you play now? But yeah, that's just the one question for me. I think they've developed into a side that has a good tough edge, and they've gone past the out in straight sets kind of finals,
yeah, for sure.
and now that's moved on to the Raiders and the Bulldogs. So
Yes. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
so the Sharks are big dogs in the competition. They just need to sort that one spot out and keep the Trindle Hines combo. Don't get me wrong, still needs work.
Yeah.
But yeah, C+ for me. Positive signs. Broncos, A+ for me. They won the comp. You can't fault it.
They did win the comp, but Jesus, it was was very
they left
up
it
and down.
late. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd say B. I'd say B. I think you've got to look at the full season.
You do. The way I look at it is new coach. That wouldn't have happened if it was this time next year.
Madge's coaching is an A+.
Yeah.
I think Madge's coaching itself is an A+, because with all of the noise around him, the player unrest, all that sort of shit, he built a culture and he said, this is it. He's similar to Rosie. This is it. If you want in, you want in. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
They bought in after a couple of rounds. After, I'd say, around Origin, that game against the Sharks was the turning point for me when they blitzed the Sharks.
Yeah, and they came back from halftime.
Yeah.
I heard him say a lot that they wanted to be second half teams, and they got themselves so fit. And you noticed all their comebacks.
Yeah.
They planned for that.
Walsh looked unbelievable. And I think it was the first year we've seen him not have a cramp at the start at the back end of each game at the start of the year as well.
I've just gone A+ because their first half of the season was pretty shit, but like their first game against the Roosters, it was great. You could see things were happening. They stuck to the plan. They didn't veer away from it. I think Adam Reynolds being injured for the back end of the season really helped them.
Yep.
And I don't know if I'd be saying their season was an A+ if that didn't happen, because dare I say I don't think they win a comp if Adam Reynolds didn't play.
I actually agree.
Yeah.
Because Ben Hunt got Walshy more ball.
Yeah. And it kind of
back.
forced their hand for the final series. Walsh is our guy, man.
But do you know what? Like we said, the Sharks game was the turning point. That was Mam's first game back.
Wasn't it the Dragons? I'm pretty sure it was the Dragons.
Or it might have been the second. It might have been the
Let me
first.
check.
I think I'm pretty sure it was the first game back. I remember because me and my mates, we went to the pub straight after we played footy.
Oh, Jesus.
And that was
the
the game that was on.
2026 draw is in the app at the
way.
moment. Jesus Christ.
No one cares about that 2026 draw. We're talking about 2025 here.
Jeez,
Think
we
about
didn't
the
talk
podcast.
about that in our news. The draw is out. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Oh, well. That's
well.
all right. Yeah,
So it would have been like round 12 or 13A.
I think so, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was Mam's first game back. And he just carved them up. He just decimated the Sharks in that second half. He was unbelievable. But Mam came back and they were just, they were insane, the way that they were attacking.
So round 11, they played the Dragons, and that's when Ezra Mam did play.
Okay.
Was he
Was it off the bench, though?
Oh, wait, so he was available in round 8, wasn't he? Because it was 8 weeks. I'm thinking Victor Radley's suspension for some reason.
Yeah.
So they did play. The Sharks played Manly the week before. They played the Rabbitohs the week before.
I feel like it was I don't know why the Sharks game stands out. I could be totally wrong. I just remember the Sharks game clearly because we went to the pub after we played, and I had a pretty good game as well. We went back to the Seals at Maroubra. Shout out. And that was the game that was on, and we were shocked at the Broncos coming back. We thought the Broncos were done. And they were just blitzed it. Ezra Mam's second half was unbelievable. Anyway, Mam, they don't win the comp without Walsh. They don't win the comp for me without Mam in that grand final. I don't think they win that grand final without Ezra Mam.
No, I don't think so either. So they played the Sharks in round 16.
I don't know why that game stands out to me so much then.
Yeah. I feel like it was probably their turning point.
That
'cause
was the
they-
turning point
'cause they
game.
lost to Manly a couple of weeks before. I mean, they did win 40 points in round 15 to...
Sorry, his first game back was against South. Now, I'm pretty sure it was.
Nah, it was Dragons.
Was it Dragons?
It was 100% Dragons.
Okay,
He
all
scored
right, sweet.
125
Anyway,
in Supercoach.
That's going to take us too long to find
Yeah,
out.
I know. We'll come back with facts next
Yeah,
week
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
But yeah, A+. I mean, however you look at it, they did well to get to the end anyway.
The only thing that sort of concerns me other than Renault is probably the back row depth. But again,
Yes,
that's another
yes, I
conversation
agree,
for
I
another
agree.
podcast.
100%. All right. We're going to race through these last three.
Yeah, let's do it.
I reckon.
Let's race it.
Bulldogs, C- for me.
C+. Yeah, good season.
Great season.
Great season. Galvin coming in sort of stuffed it.
I don't mind that they did it.
Yep.
But as I said before, this might be looking too much into the future. You know how I said superstars?
Yeah.
They still don't have them.
Yeah, nah. And I think that they're probably now more so than ever in danger of losing more than they're getting.
Yeah.
I think Burton's probably looking at another club.
Yep.
And I think a lot of those other guys, other than probably Critter, who's locked himself in for life, I think that they'd probably be doing the same. It's because their direction just seems to be less clear than what it was when they had Marnie, Sexton. I mean, that looked like it was going to be the future, right?
Yep.
I think it was almost the Uno reverse card on what happened at the Tigers. I mean, Galvin leaves the Tigers. They took them a while, but they start to go good. Galvin comes in, and it's not his fault.
It's not Galvin's fault.
It's not Galvin's fault. I think it's the fact that they've just backed him in completely at the midpoint of the season. He hasn't had a preseason there. Expected him to learn the system straight away. That was the fault. I think that if I'm Seraldo, I'd probably bring Galvin in and just keep him on the bench for the entirety of the year. Like as soon as he gets there.
Yeah, for sure.
And Sexton's my guy, and I'd probably re-sign Sexton. I don't let him go.
They must have big raps on Mitch Woods. I know they do, but they must be.
Mate, he's good. He's very, very good. I had to watch his highlights for the podcast the other day. Reaction face. He's good. He's really, really good. His running game's superb. I just feel like him and Galvin are pretty similar in they're very hot heads.
Yeah.
So that could trouble them a bit. But as I said, I probably would have kept Sexton, Galvin.
Yeah.
Maybe even Sexton Woods, because I think it's actually funny. I think Woods would probably in our game suit the 6 jersey more than the 7, which is going to be the real headache next year.
Yeah. What I think is, I think they moved heaven and earth to try and win a comp, but they did it for the wrong person. Like, I think they were legit they could have won a comp this year.
Yeah.
If they signed someone like, let's say, just like some sort of Jaden Campbell.
Yep.
They signed Jaden Campbell. They're every chance to win a comp. Not to play a halfback, but to play like fullback or 5'8".
But
if they sign Adam Reynolds, maybe they win a comp. Like I don't know, but I think they moved heaven and earth to get the wrong player. If their greater plan is to have him at 6 and they think Mitch Woods can be the 7, I still don't mind it. But I think they won all the games they could during the season.
Yeah.
Their draw was favourable, so it was expected, but they still didn't beat.
I do think, though, that it's better now that they have a full preseason with Galvin.
Yes, agreed.
Now than when they've just shoved him in and said, do it now.
Yeah.
Like, learn everything ASAP.
They didn't win as many games against top 8 sides the Dragons did. Like, the Dragons won the same or more, I'm pretty sure.
That's really That's a good start, too.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I made it the other week, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, wow.
I'm not sure where it is, what the exact stat is. Or maybe it's 13 plus scores.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm not too sure.
I'll research that, but they didn't beat many top 8 sides once the top 8 was rounded out.
Yeah.
Like the Roosters, they lost 2 once, beat once.
Yeah.
The Raiders, they beat once. The Warriors, they beat once.
Yes.
Broncos, they lost twice.
Yep.
Panthers, they lost once, won once. The Melbourne Storm, they lost once.
Yeah.
But like that's what I'm saying. They play most of these sides once.
So yeah.
And the draw was very favourable.
They're a concern.
Yeah.
It's a conversation for another podcast though.
Superstars. Trust me, get on this superstar thing because there's not many in our game, And I only see a couple that are available at the moment. There's your Jaden Campbell's, I think Fletch Sharp and Ponga, depending on what happens at Newcastle.
I think Ponga's the one to leave.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, you need a superstar to win a comp, and there's not many of them going about. Storm, I've gone C. Just C.
B minus. I didn't mind the Storm this year. I think there are more question marks than there were at the back end of the previous season when they lost the grand final to Penrith.
Yep.
But yeah, far out. Like, to do it twice in a row in the same sort of fashion where the other side just not dominates you, but like there's periods of games where they are literally flogging you.
Yep.
There's a lot of question marks that need to be answered there.
Yeah, and like they did everything right. They didn't look outstanding, and they still got there. And I thought it was written in the stars for them to win this year, because they hadn't showed their best footy, and everyone was kind of not writing them off, but like they got there without showing the best of them.
I actually think it's the first time in a very long time, because they've had the talent and they've just had the next guys in for a long time. I think it's the first time we'll see Melbourne enter a rebuild phase.
Yeah.
I think that's very, very close.
Especially next year as well. Like
Farlongo's coming in. Harry Grant, I think, is negotiating his contract very soon. I think he comes off contract.
When's that?
For the 28th season.
No, when are you talking about? Next year?
I think next year, November 1. Oh, yeah. Relevant, right? I think that they're going to be entering a rebuild phase very soon.
But maybe they knew that, and this was the year. So that's why this season confuses me for them.
Yeah.
Because this was meant to be the year.
But it feels like it was meant to be the year they win the comp too, because they've got Munster.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
It's the year for both.
Yeah.
I'm just as confused as you.
So I'm just like, it was the year for them to win the comp, and like they dished that up. Like I thought they were going to come out with some flawless performance. Munster, Pappy, Grant just kill it. Hughes and Cottrell were the ones doing the damage in the grand final.
Yeah.
And it just confuses me. It's just like, are we overhyping these other players?
Can I make a big call right now?
Harry Grant's the worst hooker in the game?
No? I'm not that bad,
I'm
mate.
kidding.
I think Munster, I think they let go of Munster. Melbourne. I think they actually let him go. If depending on Melbourne's season next year, I think they might just go full in. It's a rebuild now. Munster, thank you so much for this service, but we need to go and...
It just depends. Like, there's no point letting him go if you got no one in mind to come in. Like, they've got heaps of money in the cap at the moment because so many players have left in this off-season. So, I guess if they can't sign anyone, but I mean, why would they let him go?
They sort of had the opportunity to make the decision between Hughes and Munster, and they've sort of chose Hughes because they've re-signed him.
Bit of a Adam Reynolds, Cody Walker situation, right?
Yeah, I think it will be.
It's a very interesting point in Bellamy's and the Storm's career.
Yeah. They've never really had to do a rebuild because they've just had their next guys there, right?
Yep.
I think this is the first time, at least in my lifetime, where Melbourne are going to be in a rebuild phase.
Yes, I agree. Interesting times ahead. I'm keen to have a look at their best 1 to 17 in a couple of weeks' time. And the Raiders, I've gone A-.
I've gone B+. I think they probably should have done better in the final series than what they did. But I think that Ethan Strange being out completely ruined it.
They also won that game 3 times. Yes, it didn't go their way, but, just...
I actually think if Strange plays, they win by 12 points.
Yeah.
I think there was another 2 tries that if Strange was there, they'd probably score.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. They did win that game 3 times before losing it too.
Yeah, 100%.
Which I guess plays into, the whole Brisbane thing.
Yeah, I think they showed enough. And what is brilliant about it is their forward pack is one of the best in the comp still. Yep. They're signed long term. They've got a whole bunch of young talent that came through this year.
Yeah, and they've got more.
And they've got more coming through. Kobe Black coming to the club.
They've got Noah Martin, Miles Martin, I'm pretty sure is still there. I think one of them went to Newcastle.
Yep.
But they've got the Martin guys. unrelated too, which confuses the shit out of me.
Oh, are they unrelated?
So there's Noah Martin, and Miles Martin isn't related to Noah or the other Martin. There's the two
I'm pretty
brother
sure-
Martins, and then the other Martin, Miles Martin, who's the blonder one, isn't related.
The other Martins are the mullet guys, eh?
Yep, they've all got mullets. This is the thing. This is what confuses
Jesus
the shit out of me.
Christ.
Anyway, that's a discussion for another
Yep.
podcast. They've got really great depth in their middles. Really, really great depth. Adam Mariota for me was unbelievable. I loved his impact off the bench this year.
Simi Sasungi, bro.
Simi Sasungi, what an incredible year from Simi Sasungi. He's almost borderline going to start next year. I think that the only reason he doesn't is because he's a left edge back rower and Hudson's their left edge back rower, and he can do a roll through the middle.
Well, they've got 3 other edge back rows that
And
can
they've
play
got
right
Hosking
as well.
and
Hosking,
and
Nicholson, and yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to be unlucky there, but far out, what a season.
Yeah, what a season they've built. What was meant to be a rebuild, they've rebuilt and done more.
Yeah.
Kobe Black's coming to the club in another year, and yeah, Fogarty's leaving for next season, but I think there will be a little step back next year. But
Same.
but for what they've done this year, it's just giving them confidence.
Totally. I made the call last year and I suffered for it immensely, but I think it was a little bit more intense last year because I said they'd win the spoon. But I think that they won't make the 8 next year purely because of the fact that they just need to give Sanders time to play enough first grade games, get established, and then they can build around that.
I'm all for that take. I think so too.
Yeah.
There'll still be positive signs, but they won't make the 8.
Yeah.
Does this mean Cowboys are going to come first, considering you tipped the Raiders to get the spoon last year?
No, the Cowboys will come last. I'm not going to step and move and shake my opinions. But then again, the Cowboys could very well do.
Jesus Christ.
All
All right.
It's not too good.
I think that's enough for your podcast listening ears. If you're still here, then you are an absolute
You're a
weapon.
legend.
You're a weapon. You love footy chat at this time of the season. I love it too, so that's why we're here.
That's it.
Join us next week for the top 10 moments of the year for 2025. I think that will be a lot shorter.
Yeah.
Yes, we will talk a lot about it, but this was a long one, so apologies.
There are
but
17 teams.
There are 17 teams. This is why we're doing our season preview very different next year.
Yeah.
It's not going to be all 17 teams. We're just going to do their 1 to 17s and
Yep.
just have a chat.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Thanks for coming on, and yeah,
Easy,
we
mate.
should enjoy the ride home.
Yeah, we'll do. Keen for next week.
Bye.